word, that's a response. A flashing cut.
It's the Momentum One Day Cup, and we're live to you from Senwes Park in Potchefstroom. The Imperial Lions taking on the Hollywoodbets Dolphins.
Brunel, and you call.
Tails is a call.
Tails it is.
It's a heads.
It's a heads.
Lions.
It's a heads. It's called tails. It's come up heads. The Lions, the Imperial Lions have won the toss. Aaron, you going to?
Yeah, we'll have a ball.
Any particular reason for that?
No, it looks a good wicket. It looks a good wicket. I think even the weather, you know, a bit of moist, a bit of green. So hopefully we just make use of it.
And is this like a preparation for the semi-final, or are you treating it as a game that you possibly can gain some momentum going into that semi-final?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this game is important. We're playing the semi-finals on Tuesday, so we need to get in whatever we can so that we, like you said, take momentum into the game on Tuesday.
Well, good luck today. And before you go, any changes to your team?
Yeah, Jonty's out sick, and we've got debutant in Lesego.
So that's Jonty Rapalana and Lesego Senekwane, if I've got it correct.
Yeah, bo.
Well, good luck tonight.
Thanks.
That's Aaron Pankisa. I'm going to call on Brunel and Brian to have a word. Subs, surprises by what the Lions are doing?
No, I think we were probably going to do the same thing. But with the stats of the ground, I think whatever you do, you just have to do it to the best of your ability.
And again, you sit firmly entrenched at the top. Your home semi-final, possibly a home final if you get through that. Is that weighing on the players' minds yet?
Yeah, I think we've agreed as a team to take one game at a time. So I think we'll get through this one here, and then we'll think about Tuesday after that.
And have you got any changes to your side?
Yeah, we've got 3 changes. Darren de Pavlon comes back in for Keith Dudgeon. Andile Mogakane makes his debut in place of Sibs Makanya. And Lifa and Ntanzi comes in as well for Kushle.
Well, good luck today, and hopefully it builds up well to that semi-final.
Thank you.
Right, those are the 2 captains. The Lions have won the toss, and no surprises, they're going to have a bowl first.
It will be challenging for the bowlers. As Shukri said, these 2 have been very good so far in this tournament. Roelofsen has been in a rich reign of 4 in the top 10 in both runs and averages. Magnificent average of 64 and a best of 147. So the Dolphins will hope that he continues with that form.
Sarel Erwee, his batting partner, and as I mentioned, they provide the left-right combination. Grant Roelofsen played for South African school side many years ago, then went to the KwaZulu-Natal inland to get the experience and opportunity. That's the left-hander Sarel Erwee, big, tall, strong guy, and feasts on anything both short and full, and he looks to get the Dolphins off to really good starts. And yes, Roelofsen bided his time in KwaZulu-Natal inland, and through good performances landed himself a contract with the Dolphins, and well, they've been rewarded richly. Eldred Hawken, he's been around as well. Titans boy, ex-Titans boy, hails from the Limpopo province, and he can gas it up. Everything set fair, beautiful day out in Potchefstroom. We slap bang in the middle of Senwes Park. Wicket right in the middle, and curator Louis Kruger had a word earlier and said, well, he expects it to be quite sporty up front. There's a bit of moisture, and hopefully with the sun and the heat it burns away quickly, and I think if there's anything there, it will be for this new ball now. Right, so Eldrin Hawken, he's got the new ball in hand. He'll be going to Sarel Erwee. And as is almost customary, the little appeal for anything down leg side, but he's going to have to re-bowl that. This has worked away off the hip. That should run away. It's a quick outfield here at Senwes Park, and the fielders generally just go and fetch the ball. Left-hander's dream. Little one on the hip, and Sarel Erwee, he's too good a player and in too good a form to miss out on that.
Yeah, once again, 2 straight. And it is a very fast outfield out here onto his hip, and that's the first boundary of the innings. Not the best of starts here for the Lions.
Pulled away, should go all the way. I think it does. I think it might have hit the boundary cushions on the full. Stephen Harris is just sending this upstairs, but he just erred on length slightly, and Roelofsen, well, he's all over this.
Yeah, once again, a bit too short, and he was very quick on it. Roelofsen picked up the length very quickly. There's no one out there. And once again, on the shorter side, and that has gone... Ooh, that's not too sure, actually. When in doubt?
Well, allowed in Palika. He's got another important decision to make. I thought from our vantage point, perched at the top here, I thought it might have been 6, but on second glance, I think it might be 2 less than 6. Palika's having another look.
Looks like a 4, I think. I'll just make it a 6. They don't deserve 4 the way they've been bowling so far in this opening spell. The Lions, a bit too short. I know we've spoken a lot about the length, but...
You've packed the bowling boots away, so you've become part of the batting clan, have you?
I'm now neutral.
There it is, slightly short, and off the front foot, he just heaves it over mid-wicket. Pulled away again, slightly short, and this time it will bounce just before the boundary cushion, roll into the boundary. Harris indicates 4. 8 off the over, 4 gone, 22 without loss. Driven sweetly over pitches this time, does Hawken, and Sarel Erwee gets a good stride in and eases it to the boundary. What was a really good over ends in the boundary, 7 gone. And the Dolphins, after being inserted, are 34 without loss.
Yeah, off he goes, Sarel Erwee. Yeah, got a blow on the elbow. To show you again. Yeah, it just bounces a bit more than he expects. And it gets through him past the bat and onto the elbow on the back arm. Steep bounce that time, and try as he might to soldier on. It's been a bit too painful, and he's decided to walk off, go and get it seen to. And that also after a lovely drive at the end of the previous over. In comes Marques Ackerman.
Captain Bangiso finding himself in the covers. Normally in his younger years would be at point. I've seen he's crept into first slip.
Oh, this has gone right over long on and gone for 6. Big 6 by Grant Roelofsen. He just eased this over pitch delivery of Bjorn Fortuin, and he is in wonderful form. Full toss, easy as you like.
Yeah, lovely extension of the hands. He actually hits the ball a surprisingly long way. He's certainly the guy who's hit the most 6s in this year's Momentum Cup. Fortuin's been really tight, giving nothing away. 3 and over before that ball, and Roelofsen on the lookout for that one loose delivery, puts it into the crowd. Oh, and there we see Roelofsen down the wicket again, and another one. Over long on for the second 6 of the over. Takes Roelofsen to 46. End of the 16th over, 73 without loss.
Yeah, this is a really good shot. Angled in at the stumps. Mid on is up, long off is out. and very little spin on offer, and he just eases this over mid-on for 6. The second maximum of the over, as Stephen Cook mentioned. But a man in such good control, doesn't try and overhit it. There he goes, over mid-off, looking to continue the pressure the bowlers have been put under, and Stephen Harris will indicate that that's boundary 4. So Marques Ackerman not letting Aya Myoli settle, and I think it's a really good tactic this from the Dolphins.
Yeah, first boundary there for Marques Ackerman, inside out against the spin. Doesn't quite middle it, but good enough to get it all the way to the boundary.
Goes again. Middles this one a lot better. 1 bounce, 2 bounce, and rolls into the boundary cushion. So some really good batsmanship from Marques Ackerman. An expensive one by Aya Myoli. 18 gone, 88 without loss.
Almost a replica of the last shot there by Ackerman. Fraction straight to this time. And another boundary, taking 12 from that over. And then during that over, during that flurry, the 50 partnership came up.
Unfortunately, this could be close. This could be very close. This will be very close. Swooped on it, did Reza Hendricks. He doesn't miss too often. And I think Ackerman's in trouble. I think he might be in trouble here.
Yeah, they've been running well between the wickets, but was it one too many here? Drops it down at his feet. And we're going to see quick onto it. And I think Ackerman's going to be found wanting here. The man's quick. And oh no, he gets himself home. Well done, Marques Ackerman.
After the event, yeah. I could never work out why 1 run would be that important when you're playing as well as you are. And amazing how Changeroom's view it. Exactly like you said, great running, boys, after he makes it in. And if he were centimetres short, exactly the point would have been, well, why the one desperate to get 1 run here? I'll tell you why it possibly could have been desperate was Roelofsen with that single would go to 50. He does.
Yeah, Grant Roelofsen, 50 not out, 58 balls, 4 fours and 2 towering 6s. That strike rate of 86. Started off really quickly, then went through a little lull. First few overs of Bjorn Fortuin, but he's picked it up in recent overs, and even with that slightly risky single, he's found his way through to a half century. He'll want to go on.
It's an exciting young talent, is Marques Ackerman. He conventionally sweeps this, slog sweeps it, flat bats it. Grant Roelofsen, they're not letting Myoli settle. They're presenting him with a little bit of a headache, both with ball in hand and tactically, as the Lions captain brings up the 100 for the Dolphins.
Roelofsen getting out there, catching it on the full, almost picked out mid-wicket, but certainly putting Aya Myoli and the Lions under pressure here in his middle overs.
Really good shot. Really good shot. Finds the gap. Roelofsen does seem to favor the offside to me. Likes to hit the ball through the offside. Gone. That's a stumping. He was looking again on the offside. Bounce again, and a bit of turn beat him this time, and he's gone. Man in form, Roelofsen, gone, stumped. And that's very good work by the keeper. And the breakthrough finally arrives for the Lions.
Now the change of angle for Lifa. He decided to come over the wicket. There's a bit of turn on offer. Roelofsen insistently wanting to hit him through the offside. Going against the turn, and the keeper does the rest. So the Dolphins lose their first wicket. Grant Roelofsen out for 71 of 75 deliveries.
And that's the first official wicket. As we said earlier, Erwee was struck on the elbow earlier, and he retired hurt, so Roelofsen gone for 71. Well played again. He's in really good form. And this is how he was gone. Looking to hit the ball again on the offside, a bit of pace. bit of bounce, sorry, and a bit of turn as well. And the keeper was left to do the rest. Next man in, Cody Chetty. Coming in at number 4. Recently got back into the Dolphins team. Experienced man, he's been around for a while. 50th match as well. Average of just under 30.
It's a quick single. It's a quick single. It's a chance for a run out. And he hits. Directed from Lifa. I think that's the end of Cody Chetty. The line fielders, they're happy. Vian Lifa fielding at mid-wicket. Helps his team with a run out.
Can't keep him out the game. Got the wicket in the previous over. And now it looks like he might have got the run out. And the way that they're celebrating usually tells you. And it does look, yep, he's short. And that's very good work by Lifa. Runs out Chetty, he was looking pretty good. He was on 4 of just 3 balls, hitting the ball in the middle of the bat. But unfortunately, ill-timed run has got another wicket, and that's the 2nd wicket for the Lions. It's an easy decision that for the umpire.
So that should show out on the big screen. There you are. Direct hit from Vian Lifa. Sees the end of Cody Chetty. Quick single trying to be taken to the mid-wicket region. He was slow to take off because he didn't know where the ball was. Lifa with a one-handed pickup. He swoops down on that one-hand release. And he was very happy. Very, very happy when he saw the direct hit. So Chetty, he has to go for 4. The Dolphins now 129 for 2.
That brings Kaya Zondo to the wicket. Former captain this season. Don't think he's been at the best of form so far this season. Average of just under 37 at 36.81. 1 century to his name. 100 exactly, and he's an experienced man. Been around for a couple of years. There we go, hits it in the air. Goes very straight, and that's gone. It's a very good shot by Zondo. Even though there is a man out there, he takes the chance, and umpire just waiting to confirm, and yes, it's gone all the way. It's a very good shot.
It is a proper cricket shot from Kaya Zondo. Stands still from the crease. That goes all the way for 6.
Like that, exactly like that. He's come around the wicket, tucked him up, and Marques Ackerman has fallen for it, hook, line and sinker, but a great execution from Aya Myoli. He tucked him up, the extra bounce, he looked to force it square on the offside, and a plan comes together.
Yeah, wide on the crease there, tucking him up, jumping off his feet, and catches the outside edge. Ackerman looks at the wicket as if that one really exploded off him. Just a hint in it. Marques Ackerman played nicely, maybe not at his best, but out for 43 or 58 deliveries. 145 for 3.
So Erwee is back.
Yeah, Sarel Erwee continuing on 8. Had 2 boundaries, got 1 early in the first over. But you could feel he wasn't really comfortable after taking that blow to elbow, and back now.
This is in the air. Opportunity. Fine catch. Fantastic catch, in fact. He swirled around and Hawken had to steady himself. And in the end, just seemed to go away from him. And Zondo has to go. What a fine catch this is.
Yeah, the ball goes up really high there. Top edge from Kaya Zondo. Finally was the only guy on the boundary. Hawken swirled and made a dive, catching it inches off the ground. Again, Aya Myoli was bowling just 6-3 offside field. Zondo tried to go over the leg side. Oh, inches, fingertip stuff, but hanging on to the catch. Kaya Zondo, experienced Kaya Zondo, has to go. 12 from 20 balls. Caught Hawken by Aya Myoli. 148 for 4.
Well, Kaya Zondo has been dismissed and the drinks break was taken. Brought to the wicket the debutant, Andile Mogakane. Just 20. He's part of the South African under-19 side a couple of years ago. An all-rounder. Bowled some handy seam. Hawken. Top shot. That is as good a shot as Sarel Erwee has played today, or as we've seen today. Not a big flourish of the bat. He just leans on this and beats mid on to his right. That's what you're looking for, Stephen.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful shot. Not a shot that you'd normally associate with the left-hander. Normally they're either flicking it off their pads or using the width. But they punch it straight back past the bowler. Mid-on couldn't cut it off. Quick punch outfield, no one's catching that.
Gone. Talk of the streaky one, the slip's gone in. Very good captaincy. The window of opportunity was there for the Lions and they've grabbed it with both hands. On this occasion, Hendricks does the grabbing for them. And Aya Myoli, he continues in this very, very impressive second spell. He's now taken 3 wickets and the unlucky debutant, he just looks to run this down off the face of the bat. Hendricks doesn't miss too many and the Dolphins lose their 5th.
Yeah, wonderful passage of play here for the Lions. Mogakane looking at the wicket there, just nipped slightly away from him. He followed it, trying to knock it down to third man. And the debutant Mogakane goes for 0, 155 for 5 in the 33rd over.
Senuran Muthusamy. He strides to the wicket, left-hander for the Dolphins. Debuted for the Proteas a few months ago in India.
No ball called. Oh. In terms of temperament, these are the 2 guys, I was going to say, these are the 2 guys you wouldn't mind being out there. They'll be calm, they'll calculate things well, nearly run each other out.
With a no ball being called, I wouldn't be happy. Muthusamy getting run out of a no ball. Bjorn Fortuin running around that one, releasing with his right arm. And that's over. Yep, that is over. Imagine that. Run it off a no ball. Getting the new batsman on strike to hit, to have a free hit. Free hit. And the free hit goes all the way for 6. So that's a costly ball for Potchefstroom and the Lions. 7 runs coming off it. I beg your pardon, 8 runs coming off it.
Yep, the no ball, the near run out. That's 2. Here's the free hit. Bang, 6.
Oh, and that can change momentum. That can easily change momentum in this partnership.
Short and banged away. On to one of the embankments. Yeah, still feeling some pain, but he'll take 6.
The part-time of Lifa here is going to offer you up a loose delivery. And as a batting partnership, you've got to make sure that you take that opportunity. Ball was short, it sat up. That's reverse sweep. Just uses the pace, and Myoli, he's after it, but he's not going to catch it. So that's 4 more.
He's gone. He's out of here. Shot. Beautiful. 4 runs. And the 50 partnership comes up as well, and it's off 49 balls. It's runs, lots of them. Off to the boundary. Brings up 50 for Sarel Erwee from 58 balls. Yeah, there you go. That's the kind of handshake, I guess. They'll make fun of it, but It's serious at this time. Maybe he's just saying my elbow's sore. A clipped wing.
I'd love to see him do that in the morning.
Gone for the big shot, and it's big enough, all right. 6 runs. 2 for 5.
Myoli. In the air and should be taken. He's taken. Very fine catch. And Myoli in his comeback spell again strikes it yet again. He was very good in his second spell. He strikes immediately in his third spell. And a very fine catch by Lesego Senekwani. Sees the back of Senuran Muthusamy, and the Dolphins, they lose their 6th.
Yeah, very good catch. Running backwards, made the ground and felt pretty hard. Just seemed to be okay, but nonetheless a very good catch, and he gets the breakthrough of Muthusamy. And Myoli strikes again. He's on 4 wickets now. Started off 2 overs for 16 in his opening spell. And the last 6 overs, he's got just 15, picking up 4 wickets. So Muthusamy gone for 26, 222 for 6, the Dolphins.
He's got 7 overs and 5 deliveries to effect some damage on this Lions attack. His strike rate's not on there, but that would be the impressive bit of Robbie Frylinck. His average is just south of 25, but the strike rate, and he certainly does give it a good clout towards the death overs. This will be out. A little reverse paddle from Sarel Erwee, and Pian Fortuin cannot believe his luck, because Aaron Pangiso has taken the easiest of easy catches, and Sarel Erwee, he's absolutely filthy with himself because he's just gifted the Lions this wicket. Looks to paddle it very fine, gets the bottom edge of the bat, and Aaron Pangiso, well, that's as simple as they come. So the Dolphins, they're faltering along. They lose another. They lose the wicket of Sarel Erwee, who's gone for 58, and they 228 for 7.
And here he is. He's done a decent job with the bat. He certainly can bat. He's helped rescue them once or twice so far this season, where he's come in when they've been in a bit of trouble, and has got some runs at the back end and helped them get to a good total.
Bowled him. Played all across it, did Pranil and Subrian, and probably just looking to get Robbie Frylinck back on strike. Beto served, hitting it straight up the ground is Sibs, but he's got to go, and the Lions have done really well in claiming the 8th scalp of the Dolphins.
Yeah, perhaps looking to play the ball way too square instead of playing it down the wicket with the full pace of the bat. And that's how Fortuin gets a lot of his wickets. Bowled in LBWs, does bowl very straight, doesn't turn the ball a lot, and he picks up the 8th wicket. So Subrian gone for 7, 246 for 8 now, the Dolphins. Just faltering here at the back end of the innings. As you said, he can hold the bat, sorry, but they won't be looking to him to get them to that 270, 280 mark that they're looking for. This man here, Robbie Frylinck, becomes even more important now in the innings.
Yes, Senwes Park has become Darren de Pavelin's favourite ground.
Get it!
Out. Looped it in the air. De Pavelin's eyes lit up. Couldn't help himself and smashed it back at Pangiso. He's got to have a right smile as Darren de Pavelin. He couldn't help himself. Fine catch in the end.
Yeah, as you said, fast bowlers, tail enders actually, as he just give it a bit of air, they can't help themselves at all. It looked like he was walking to Robbie to apologize for a second there when he was going off. So 249 for 9, he's gone for 1.
Lifa and Ntanzi on debut for the Dolphins. As you he mentioned, it'd be a proud moment for him. He was unlucky to miss out on the Under-19 World Cup. A serious back injury put pay to his chances, but he's certainly one of the bright prospects. And that's gone a mile. That has gone an absolute mile off the Robbie Frylinck bat.
That's where you do not want to bowl to Robbie Frylinck. I'm not sure if he's looking for the Yorker. The first ball that he did bowl in this over seemed like a normal length ball. This time around, he is a bit fuller. I'm not sure if he's looking for that Yorker. If he is, he's a long way off.
No, just getting the pace off, and I don't think this is a natural delivery for Aya Myoli. I'd far rather have third man and Frylinck back and ask him to hit the wicket or try and nail a Yorker. But I think with Frylinck and third man up, you just limit all his chances, and now they've brought mid-off, long off up into mid-off, and Frylinck's gone back, so could possibly try and fire in the leg stump Yorker, maybe the bouncer. It's gone the short ball, and this has gone for 6 as well.
Yeah, I think he tried the slower ball bouncer this time around, and Robbie was up to it. Pulled it for another big one. That's 2 in a row now.
Final delivery of the innings. Skewed out down to third man, drops it. Myoli was begging for Potchefstroom to take the catch, and would have given him his 5-wicket haul. Dejected as Myoli. Potchefstroom apologizes, and the Dolphins end on 262 for 9. He's disappointed his Aya Myoli, but he was instrumental in getting the Lions back on track here. They were staring a massive total in the face. He had a really good second and third spell, did Aya Myoli, and they had visions of 340 plus. They had to settle for 262 for 9 to the Dolphins. So at 1 o'clock this afternoon, Aaron Pangiso won the toss, and he asked the Dolphins to bat first. Erwee and Roelofsen, the 2 form men in the competition. Well, they didn't disappoint today either. Roelofsen played particularly well for his 75s, for his 71 of 75, and Erwee and Ackerman, they played nicely as well. Then last over onslaught from Robbie Frylinck, he ended on 28 not out of 24, and the Dolphins, they ended on 262 for 9. So the Lions, they're going to need 263 runs to win. That run rate is just over 5 runs to the over. Not an easy wicket. They won the toss earlier this afternoon. Aaron Pangiso asked the Dolphins to bat first. Got off to a really good start, courtesy of Grant Roelofsen and Sarel Erwee. Marques Ackerman played nicely, and then Aya Myoli, together with Vian Libber, just stalled matters in the middle periods, and in the end, a late little flurry from Robbie Frylinck ensured that the Dolphins got to 262 for 9.
Yeah, Shucks, it's I'd probably say that they should get home. I mean, we often talk about Potch being sort of a 300 as a par score. So at first glance, Dolphins maybe a little bit under par. Having said that, maybe not quite the flattest pitch here at Senwes Park that we've ever seen. A little bit in it for the bowlers, but for the spinners, a little bit of turn Libba got, as well as a bit of bounce, and Myoli ended up with 4 wickets off the back of that. Third highest run scorer in the competition thus far, 23 years of age. They keep with their left-right combination that the Lions have liked up front. And if you look at him across 20 matches, very similar average to his opening partner, average of 38, but this season it's been even better than that. So these two will be looking to get them off to a good start. Robbie Frylinck, ball in hand for the Dolphins. Not of massive pace, but of massive skill. And he'll be looking to nip it around off the seam, especially with the new ball, and perhaps later on in the innings go to his slow balls and his cutters. But I think a mouth-watering contest up for grabs. It swayed to and fro in the first half of the game. What will it have in store for us in the second half?
Yeah, I'm interested to see how Frylinck goes, whether he exploits whatever there is on offer. He's in to Ryan Rickelton. And already he's honed in on that line and length, which will be fuller rather than short, and just outside of off stump for the left-hander, trying to go across him. It's a good shot, that is a very good Brian Rickleton shot. Not a half volley by any stretch, but he's on the front foot and he laces this through the extra cover region.
Yeah, Darren Rapavlon just over pitching there a little bit. Good pace, bit of width. Rickleton frees his arms, and even though they've got a reinforced cover field, splits the gap beautifully and it goes across for 4. Rickleton will love that. Up and running.
Shot. Now that is as good a shot as you will see. Bunch up the ground, angled in at the stump, at leg stump. And he said he was soft on the eye, Reza Hendricks, and that just proves it.
Yeah, he hasn't panicked before that ball. He was 2 of 18 balls, but he hasn't tried to overhit it. Just leant on it. Used the pace that the Pavlon generated. He got it a fraction, full of fraction straight. High left elbow. Definitely the shot of the innings so far. Beautiful, down the ground. And watch that over and over again. Looks better and better every time.
Strays onto the pads, Frylinck and Rickleton, he's all over this. He just had to get a full face on it. He does that and Frylinck will be livid. She's given him a freebie. There have been absolutely no freebies from Robbie Frylinck. Just looking for a touch too much on this occasion.
Yeah, Rickleton waited for it beautifully. Didn't try and overhit it there. Little flick of the wrists and outfielded the rest.
Up and over. Away it goes for 4. Off the bat of Reza Hendricks. Into Pavlon, not quite hitting the same length. Different pace bowler. And so his length generally is a little further back. And it'll come on quite nicely. They're able to play shots at him. Shot. 2 straight that time. Fuller, but not quite where he wanted it.
And again, just straying on the legs of Reza Hendricks. Good tag team effort by the Dolphins fielders, a bit comical.
Yeah, I don't know about good. Eventful. It's 39 without loss. Got him. Faint little one through to the keeper. And there's the breakthrough they were after.
That's the wickets O'Brien wanted, the captain of the Dolphins. He asked Robbie Frylinck to give him one more. Normally after 5 overs is when you take a break. Robbie Frylinck hitting that immaculate line and length with a bit of nibble on hand. And he edges Reza Hendricks off. He stuck to that length all night as Robbie Frylinck. He's nibbled it, few came in, few nibbled away. And he picks up his first wicket, and the first wicket for the Dolphins. So Reza Hendricks, he's got to go for 28. The Lions 49 for 1.
One Hendricks to another. Dominic in.
It's a very good record.
Lifa and Ntanzi, he's got our attention. Slashed away. And fine work done by Senuran Muthusamy. I'm going to ask the fast bowling expert sitting next to me, Mondi Zondeke. Your initial thoughts, Mondi?
Yeah, I've seen him, quite a bit of him actually at the under-19 level. Got really good pace, and I think I was saying to you off air, when he gets it right, he can be really quick. As you can see there, he's getting the ball through quite nicely, and I like the attitude too. Couldn't tell that he's making his debut today. He's running in hard, and looks aggressive as well. Just, if anything, he just might be falling away at the point of delivery there. He could maybe be a little bit more upright at the point of delivery.
In the air and wide of a diving slip that'll run away for 4.
Yeah, got a slip out there for him. Does go across the left-handers. Bit of pace and bounce again. And, Hendricks will certainly felt a bit lucky there. Sorry, Rickleton, sorry. Sort of a first flying first slip, sort of. Not really sure if that's really a first slip position, but yeah, fly slip, if you will. Just wide off him.
In the air, gone. Short and wide, and Ntanzi celebrates. It's straight to his mate Mogakane at backward point, and Lifa Ntanzi on debut gets rid of Ryan Rickleton. He'll bowl many a better delivery and not get a wicket. But that, unfortunately or fortunately, is how cricket is. He's got rid of Ryan Rickleton, and the Lions, they lose their second.
Yeah, as you say, not the best of deliveries from him. He would have felt a bit unlucky in the previous delivery. He got the edge and he went for 4. This time around, short, it's wide. There's a bit of width. Rickleton will be very disappointed. Hits it straight to the man at point. That's a second wicket gone. 70 for 2 now at the end of the 15th over. And Rickleton, who was looking pretty good, is gone for 34.
Nicky van der Berg, the local boy, he's at the wicket. He joins Dom Hendricks for the Lions. 70 for 2 is where they find themselves. They're chasing 263 runs for victory. Yep, he just gets it slightly wrong, does Ntanzi. Van der Berg, well, that's meat and drink for him. In at the pads, long half volley. And whether you had 4 men on the onside, that's still going for 4.
Yeah, I'm afraid if he's going to err with his action at the moment, that's where he's going to go wrong. 2 straight to the right-hander.
He's into Van der Berg. Oh, he's found the outside edge. Straight up, and work to be done down at third man. Does it well initially, but then it bobbles and rolls into the fence.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's his day today. Pavlon gets the edge, and again another misfield. We've seen a few of those here from the Dolphins this evening. Haven't been at their best in the outfield.
Nicely played. Placed and gone for 4. Brings up the 50 partnership as well between Van der Berg and Hendricks.
Yeah, not of great pace. 50 partnership coming up. 69 balls between Van der Berg and Hendricks.
Bowled him! It's a beauty! Straight through Van der Berg. And Mogakane into the attack and breaks the partnership. It's a huge wicket, that.
Yeah, young man will be really happy. Dismissed early in the day for a duck. Gets the ball in hand. Gone for 4 the ball before, but he gets the big fish at Van der Berg. Pitching the ball up, much better length, and it just skids through, much to the surprise of Nicky van der Berg, rattling the timber. Young man ecstatic. He's got his first one. You always remember your first one at this level. Nicky van der Berg, Lions wicket-keeper, goes for 36 from 45 balls. Lions 123 for 3. Masejo Senokwane makes his way out at number 5, 22 years of age. Applies his trade for the senior provincial side, Northwest. As we look at his List A career there, 24 matches, best of 74, average of 15.
Ntanzi. 1 over and out. Change again. Ntanzi into the attack and is smashed. First up is short and it's wide, and that's over point for 4. And 1 over 1. I don't understand the change, maybe.
And that's gone straight up in the air, but it's going to fall safely. Fine leg was moved squarer. He was never actually going to get there anyway, and I think it's gone for 4. 4 to the batter, but a moral victory for Lifa and Ntanzi. Induced the false shot. And I think they're going to hone in on the short ball tactic to Lesego Senekwane here. As I mentioned, square leg was brought up. Deep square leg was brought up to square leg, and fine leg was shifted a bit squarer, bowled in the short ball. It wasn't really a bouncer, but I wouldn't be surprised if the short ball gets employed a few more times this over. Cut away beautifully by Senekwane, and he's got his supporters in this evening as Lesego earned length did Muthusamy, and he was quick to pounce. Bowled him! 5-card trick, short ball, Yorker, and sends Senekwane on his way. We've been singing his praises, and as the commentators so often do, they put the markers on him, but it was a useful debut for Lesego Senekwane. Lose their 4th, and the Pavilion strikes.
Leg cutter, pace off the ball. The Pavilion just rolls his fingers around there. He does him for the lack of pace. This will be done in the flight. He's a fast bowler. They wouldn't enjoy me saying that too often, but he has. So the Pavilion gets rid of Senekwane for 25. The Lions 157 for 4.
Brings Wandile to the wicket, 27 years of age, and another left-hander. They've got a host of left-handers in this batting lineup to the Lions. To the new man, Liba. Whoa, that's Beamer. No ball, free hit.
Not a bad way for a new batter. Get into your stride. Free hit. Just because of that. A beamer is what we call it. A head-high beamer. Thank goodness it wasn't on target, because that could have done some damage.
Another hip high. This is going to go all the way for 6. That's a heck of a shot by Wandile. That's another no ball. And that's the end of the spell for Darren de Pavilion, unfortunately. 2 hip high full tosses, and that's the end of that. Darren, no point in arguing, mate. Stephen Harris at square leg had very little hesitation in calling it another no ball. I don't know what the argument is about. Sir Brian trying to discuss whether, because it was a slower ball. I think, have I got the rule right here? I'm sure. 2 hip high full tosses, or that's the end of him for the night.
Yeah, normally you get a warning after the first beamer that you bowl, and the second time you do it, you're out of that. I think Sir Brian is just arguing the point of, was it dangerous because of the line of the first and the second beamer, the line being wide outside off stump on both occasions, one of them being put away for a massive 6 over point, and that's the man, Stephen Harris, made the call.
That's gone for 4. And the angle working against him is round the wicket. Is Mogakane. Oh, it's off his foot. It's off his foot and onto the stumps. There's the wicket. A run out. Yeah, he'll go upstairs to check, but Vian Lubba knows he's on his way straight away.
Yeah, he's gone. Clearly, he must have seen that the ball did come off the foot. And that's... I'm not sure if that's unlucky or lazy. But he's a long way off, out his crease there. Well, you can't see from that angle if it did touch the foot, but Lubba's gone. He's not waiting for the decision. Very good shot by Hendricks. Yep, it certainly is off the foot. They've got mid-on and mid-off are in the circle, so it's almost like a double bluff, double unlucky, sorry. Doesn't hit the stumps, or his foot might have gone to the boundary. Not only does it touch the foot, and he is run out, it also stops the boundary, so bit of good luck there for the Dolphins. Maybe that's the luck they need to win this game.
You don't care how you get them, the wickets, just get wickets. They've got a run out there, and it brings in Delano Potchefstroom.
Very good shot, that. Short again by Mogakane. Hendricks, that's his 50, and he gets it with a boundary. He's got 2 of them already in this over. He's done a really good job so far. Expensive over. 11 off it, 41 gone, 201 for 5.
Pulled away well is Hendricks. Chetty, work to be done, cannot do it, and Dominic Hendricks off that back foot has eased the pressure somewhat with that boundary.
Great shot by Dominic Hendricks. Frylinck fraction short. And Dominic Hendricks onto it really quickly. The deep square leg far behind there. Chetty can't get quietly round. Hendricks moves on to 57. 4 boundaries in that.
That's a good hit back. That is a fantastic hit by Delano Potchefstroom. That's his strength. Stands tall, he targets the side screen and he smashes it into that side screen.
Yeah, Delano Potchefstroom at his best. High back lift, head down, straight back over his head. Half a dozen. That takes off a lot of pressure that may have been building on the young man. Takes Potchefstroom to 10. The partnership to 23 of just 18 deliveries.
This has gone downtown, the long arms back though. Gone through his hands. Disappointment for Ntanzi, disappointment for the Dolphins, happiness for the Potch crowd. The man was put back at long on. I think it's Darren de Pavillon. He was in a few yards and he looked as if he was going to make the catch quite comfortably. He targeted long off and just dragged it over long on and through the hands. Just whipped that. No sort of pace to be banging it in halfway down Mogakane, and he just swivels on this, does Potchefstroom. He's given it away. He's given it away, has Dom Hendricks. Mid-off was up and he looked to clear mid-off and finish the game as we spoke. All he's done is hold out to the man standing at mid-off, and Mogakane picks up his second. Lions are 6 down.
Bat turns in the hand from Dominic Hendricks, trying to go over mid-off. Mistiming it completely, and off he goes. Just having a word there with Delano Potchefstroom. I think advising him on how to go through the rest of the chase. But there we see Dom Hendricks batted beautifully tonight. 66 from 82 deliveries for Chetty Bob Mogakane. Lions 249 for 6. New man for the Lions, Bjorn Fortuin. As we mentioned earlier, handy batsman. He'd been hoping then in the change room that Hendricks would have seen him through. Average of 13. Probably a better player than that, but coming in at this time of the innings, don't often get opportunity to play a long innings.
How does Potchefstroom play it now, is the question. That's how Potchefstroom plays it. Sets his sights straight down the ground. One bounce 4. He's not going to die wondering, but that's his area, so no risk for him there. Fine shot.
Yeah, lovely and straight. Kept his head down there. Didn't get any demons in his head from the wicket of Hendricks.
As the Dolphins, you now want to take it deep. You want to take it into the final over. Ah, glorious. Simply glorious from Beyond Fontaine. Will shimmy down the wicket. Opens up that left shoulder, which gives him a little bit of room to ease it through the cover region.
Fantastic shot. Muthusamy gives it a bit of air. There's a gap at extra cover.
Same result. Fabulous shot. First one was no fluke. Scores are tied. Or is it the victory? That's the victory. Comfortable in the end. Aaron Pangiso, he'd be happy with his batting performance. He'd be happy with the way the Lions came back in the middle periods to restrict this strong Dolphins batting lineup. They were destined for in excess of 300 runs. On the back of some fine Aya Myoli bowling and some really good outfielding, the Lions restricted the Dolphins to 262, and victory set up by really good batting performance by the home side, and they win comfortably in the end by 4 wickets.
There we see the Lions card. As we mentioned, double figures for all of the top 7 batsmen. Rickleton 34. Him and Marques Hendricks got them off to a good start. Dominic Hendricks anchored the innings with 66. Van den Berg was going well till he was bowled by the debutant Mogakane, who ended up with Tufa. The debutant Senwes batted beautifully for his 25 before he was bowled by the Pavilion. Lifa was unluckily run out at the bowler's end, but Delano Portuguesa played a great hand, and with Fontaine saw the Lions through to victory.
And that's the match summary. The Lions won the toss, asked the Dolphins to bat first. 262 for 9 is where the Dolphins ended. Roelofsen, Erwee and Ackerman, the main contributors. Aya Myoli, 4 for 49 in his 10 overs. He was the catalyst in restricting the Dolphins. And as Stephen Cook mentioned, runs for all of the top 7. Dominic Hendricks, he was the steadying force in that batting lineup, and he pretty much saw the Lions home, and home comfortably, where they ended up in 263 for 6. The Lions win by 4 wickets.